Listen to me. Your comfort zone is the most dangerous place you can live. It's silent. It's soft. It makes you believe you're safe. But in reality, it's stealing your greatness. Here's the truth. It doesn't take a year. It doesn't take a month. It doesn't even take a week. All it takes is 53 seconds of courage. 53 seconds where you step into the fire instead of backing away. 53 seconds where you silence the fear and move anyway. 53 seconds where you say, not today, comfort zone. Today, I rise. Because in that tiny window of time, something changes. Your heart races, your mind screams, but your spirit breaks free. You want growth? Take the shot. You want progress? Make the call. You want transformation? Step up when it's uncomfortable. The hack is simple. Whenever fear grips you, give yourself 53 seconds. Count it, feel it, and then do the thing. Not later. Not tomorrow. Now, that's how you destroy the walls of your comfort zone. Not with hesitation, not with waiting, but with one decision in less than a minute, repeated every single day. Comfort zones feel safe, but secretly kill growth. They wrap you in a blanket of routine, whispering that everything is fine. They tell you, stay here. Don't take the risk. Don't make the move. And while you listen, time passes, and opportunities slip quietly out of reach. Comfort zones disguise themselves as protection, but in truth, they are prisons with invisible bars. Every day you remain inside, you trade possibility for predictability. You give up the chance to stretch, to struggle, to stumble, and then to rise stronger. Growth never happens where things are easy. It happens when you shake, when you sweat, when you face the unknown and move anyway. The comfort zone doesn't announce it's stealing from you, it does it silently. By the time you notice, years can be gone. That's why breaking free isn't an option, it's survival for your dreams. Change doesn't require months, it can start instantly. It begins the moment you decide that enough is enough. One choice, one step, one act of courage can rewrite the direction of your life. You don't need to wait for the perfect plan. Don't need to wait for the right time. The right time is the moment you choose to move. Change is not a distant mountain you climb years from now. It is a door that opens the second you turn the handle. Every transformation you dream of is waiting behind a single decision. The delay is not in the process, it is in the hesitation. And the truth is, hesitation kills more dreams than failure ever could. The instant you act, you create momentum. And with momentum, you realize change was never as far away as it seemed. Courage is built in seconds, not years. It doesn't wait for the perfect conditions or the applause of the crowd. It shows up in the heartbeat before you act, in the breath you take right before the leap. Courage is born when fear is loud, but you move anyway. It's not something you gather slowly over a lifetime. It's something you claim in the moment you decide not to run. 1 second of bravery can open doors that fear kept locked. 1 second of boldness can change the entire direction of your life. You don't need a lifetime of preparation to be courageous. You need a single instant of conviction. That instant, that spark, can grow into a fire that fuels everything you do. And every time you choose it, every time you act, courage becomes a part of who you are. The 53-second hack is about acting before fear takes over. It's about catching that moment when hesitation creeps in and refusing to give it power. Fear always arrives first, whispering doubts, stacking excuses, and slowing your steps. But in those first seconds, before fear grows stronger, you hold the advantage. That's when you move. That's when you speak, when you act, when you leap before the voice in your head talks you out of it. 53 seconds is all it takes to shift from overthinking to execution. Because if you wait too long, fear wins. If you pause too long, hesitation hardens into paralysis. But when you strike quickly, you train your mind to follow courage, not fear. Every time you use those seconds with boldness, you weaken fear's grip. And soon, action becomes your instinct, and fear loses its control over your life. Small windows of boldness create massive transformation. It's not the hours you spend thinking, but the seconds you spend acting that shape your future. A single moment of boldness can start a chain reaction you never imagined. One decision to speak up, one step forward, One leap into the unknown can shift everything. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be polished. It just has to be brave. Those small windows are opportunities disguised as fear. They feel heavy, they feel risky, but they carry the power to change your story. Transformation doesn't come from waiting. It comes from seizing the moment. Every bold act, no matter how small, rewrites what you believe is possible. And the more you step into those windows, the more they open wider, till your entire life is built on courage instead of hesitation. Growth begins where discomfort lives. It does not wait for ease. It does not bloom in safety. When it rises in the moments when your hands shake, when your voice trembles, when your heart races. Well, discomfort is the signal that you are stepping into new territory. It means you are stretching beyond the limits you once accepted. It means you are no longer standing still. Every challenge, every test, every uneasy step is proof that you are expanding. The things that scare you most often hold the key to the person you are becoming. When you lean into that discomfort, you unlock strength you didn't know you had. You discover resilience, confidence, and power on the other side of fear. And each time you choose growth over comfort, you add another layer to the person you were meant to be. That is where true transformation begins. Progress comes when you act immediately, not when you overthink. The longer you sit in thought, the heavier the weight of hesitation becomes. Ideas begin to stall, doubts begin to multiply, and momentum fades into silence. But the instant you take action, even a small step, you create movement. Movement creates clarity. Clarity builds confidence, and confidence fuels more progress. Overthinking tricks you into believing you need more time, more preparation, more certainty, but the truth is, waiting only strengthens fear.
Action weakens it.
Every time you move without delay, you prove to yourself that progress doesn't need perfection. It needs initiative. You don't need to have all the answers before you begin. You only need the courage to start now. Because progress has never belonged to the thinker. Who waits it has always belonged to the doer who dares. Fear never disappears, you move through it. It doesn't vanish when you wish it away, and it doesn't fade when you ignore it. Fear walks with you into every new challenge, every risk, every uncertain step. But its presence doesn't mean you are weak. It means you are alive, stretching, reaching for more. The key is not to wait for fear to be gone. The key is to act in spite of it. When your heart pounds and your mind races, that is the signal that you are standing at the edge of growth. The only way forward is through. Each time you push while fear is loud, you prove to yourself that it cannot stop you. Fear may whisper, it may shout, but it cannot control you unless you let it. You grow stronger, not by avoiding fear, but by moving boldly in its shadow. Discipline means choosing action over excuses in the moment. It's the voice that says, "Do it now," when every part of you wants to delay. It's the decision to rise when the bed feels too comfortable. It's the choice to move when your body says rest, to focus when your mind says later. Excuses are easy, they arrive dressed in comfort, convincing, gentle, and believable. But action cuts through the noise. Discipline is not about perfection. It's about consistency, about proving to yourself that you can be trusted to follow through. Every time you choose action over excuse, you build strength. You train your mind to honor progress over comfort, growth over delay. And in those small daily moments, discipline shapes who you become. It transforms your life not with one big decision, but with repeated acts of courage against the pull of excuses. Daily repeated courage builds an unstoppable life. It's not about one grand moment of bravery that defines you forever. It's about the quiet, steady decisions you make each day to step forward, even when fear lingers. Each small act of courage stacks on the last, creating momentum that nothing can break. When you speak up, when you take the leap, when you refuse to retreat, you add another brick to the foundation of strength. Over time, those choices create resilience that cannot be shaken. They build confidence that does not fade when challenges rise. Daily courage transforms hesitation into habit and fear into fuel. It turns ordinary days into extraordinary growth. And with every repetition, you forge a spirit that no obstacle, no setback, no doubt can stop. That is how an unstoppable life is created through courage, chosen again and again. So hear me now. Your comfort zone will whisper lies, your fear will try to hold you back, and your excuses will beg for your attention. But in those moments when the pressure is real and the doubt is loud, you will already hold the key. It's in your choice. It's in your action. It's in the courage you repeat every single day. Because the truth is this: greatness doesn't belong to the ones who wait. It belongs to the ones who dare. So count your seconds, step through the fear, and live bold enough to become unstoppable.